Tuesdays is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.
Welcome into First Pitch for Tuesday, October 12th. I am Drew Martin, your host, joined by Dave Cokin and Steve Merril of WagerTalk.com. We got two games on the docket, a happy hour special, the Brewers and the Braves, and then later night action with the Giants and the Dodgers. We're breaking it down. Best bets at the end. First up here, Dave Cokin, WagerTalk's #1 hockey handicapper last season. Hockey season starting as well. He knows his bases. He knows his sports on the ice. Also, guys, 5% run here. 28-9, 5% run across all sports. Check him out at WagerTalk.com. Dave, welcome to the show. How you doing this Tuesday morning?
Yeah, thanks, Drew. The 5% plays have been great. Had another one on Sunday in the NFL with the Titans. Really didn't do much else right on the weekend in football, but at least I got that one. Don't know if I'll have one this weekend or not. I don't force them. There's a game I love in college, but my colleges just aren't, in my opinion, I just can't put a 5% play out in the colleges until I find a rhythm. So I made it a 4% best bet. But I've got 3 games up in college right now. One of them is a free play. Have not put up anything in the NFL just yet, but doing well in the NFL and should have a good card this weekend. And the first National Hockey League play, season starts tonight. I did not get involved in either of the 2 games this evening, but I do have a game I like tomorrow. And you can get that right now for just $9 for the first week. All the NHL plays will be $9 each. So that's available right now on my homepage at wt.buzz/DC. And looking forward to the baseball action today and the games we're going to talk about here.
Absolutely. We got some good ones, guys. These series are heating up here. 2 of them we're breaking down. And also here to help us break it down is Steve Merril. Find him at Wager Talk as well, guys. Steve, happy Tuesday morning to you, buddy.
Hey, thank you, Drew. Hey, Dave. And as Dave said, NHL starts tonight. NBA, I believe, starts next Tuesday, a week from tonight. So when we talk again next week on the show, we'll have NBA as well. It's just a great time to be an all-sports client at WagerTalk.com. We had 5 full college and pro football Saturdays and Sundays this month. We also have NHL and the NBA starting earlier than normal. So pick up one of those all-sports subscriptions for either Drew, Dave, or myself, Steve Merril, at WagerTalk.com.
Yeah, get you more winners than losers. That's the point of the drill and the point of this show, guys. So let's get after it here. Dave, first game up, we're talking about 5:15 Eastern, 2:15 Pacific here. Milwaukee Brewers at the Atlanta Braves. Milwaukee with their backs up against the wall here, throwing Lauer on the hill, a lefty. The Braves have struggled with lefties. If you look at their full season metrics here, they're throwing Charlie Morton. He's been really good, especially against the Brewers. Looks like we're seeing a -150 price tag on the Atlanta Braves at home. Total of 8 here in Cobb County. You liking anything Brewers and Braves today, Dave?
Not enough to bet on, but I do have an opinion on the game. And it's the obvious one to me, which is the Braves. Charlie Morton is a big game stud, and he was brilliant in the first game of this series. Lauer hasn't pitched in a little while now. And I know the Braves haven't got great numbers against lefties, but their lineup, you still look at the lineup, and you see a lineup that should be better against lefties than righties. And they might be able to take advantage of that here. But the main thing here is, and this was the concern for Milwaukee going in. Yep, they've got great starting pitching. Even with a couple of guys hurt in the bullpen, they've still got a tremendous closer. But the offense was a big question mark for them coming in. And it's turned out to be a major liability. And really, game 3, I should say, the 5th inning was the disaster for the Brewers. They get runners at second and third with nobody out to start the inning. And they can't even get 1 run in. And then the Braves go out in the bottom of the 5th inning and they put, I think it was a 3 spot up, and that's it. Ball game over. The Brewers have yet to get a hit with a runner in scoring position in this series. They're hitting 0. I think it's 0 for 16. They've gone into a really bad slump offensively, and that's got to be to me that's a sell sign all the way. You just can't bet on this team right now because they're in a collective funk offensively, and they're up against a guy who's just deadly in big games. I think the Braves are going to get him. I don't want to lay that much. The line reflects the current form of the two teams, so it's a big price in Atlanta. If I'm going to bet this, I would go the first 5 route and lay the half run at about minus 115. Got to figure an edge for Morton over Lauer. Got to figure an offensive edge for the Braves against the Brewers. So I think a decent chance to cash the first 5 minus a half run on Atlanta.
I like it, Dave. Good stuff. Good analysis here in the game in Atlanta. Steve, coming to you next. Dave talked about a lot of it in terms of the Braves, maybe being the side early. Charlie Morton in big games, he's been money Charlie Morton here. The price is a little bit much though, minus 150. Are you liking anything with the Brewers and the Braves?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big number, and obviously it's gone up today. It opened around 135, and now it's 150, 155. So, as Dave said, a lot of it's been bet out from that opening line, but I think the logic makes a lot of sense. The one thing about baseball is, yes, we take a long-term investment approach. You don't want to give up, value, but still, if you pick the winner, it doesn't matter if it's 135 or 155. So I understand why that line's going higher. And hey, look, you guys know Milwaukee since June was my sleeper pick World Series, 13-1 back in June. The logic behind that was that you're going to have Woodruff and Burns for 4 out of 7, Peralta, Woodruff, and Burns maybe 6 out of a 7-game series. The problem with Milwaukee has always been the offense, though, and they obviously coasted at the end of the regular season. They lost those final 4 in a row against the Dodgers and Cardinals to close out. They had no momentum coming in. As Dave said, they have not picked it up since. They had that narrow 2-1 win with Burns on the mound against Morton. They were not able to get the wins, though, with Peralta or Woodruff in games 2 and 3. This was not the handicap. The reason I liked them at 13-1 isn't because I thought it was going to be do or die with Lauer on the mound. So this isn't the situation you want. They've been ice cold offensively. It's very hard to trust them here. And I'll point out, you guys talked about how the Braves have been weaker against lefties. A lot of times you look at the starting pitcher numbers. I'd like to look at all games against lefties, relievers, everything. And to be honest, there's not a big drop-off for the seasonal numbers for Atlanta this season against lefties versus righties, especially at home. I mean, overall this year, they're batting only 6 points lower in all games. And at home this year, they're actually batting 8 points higher against lefties. And they're averaging almost a half a run per 9 innings more at home against lefties. So they've actually been statistically better at home against all left-handed pitchers. So Milwaukee was my long shot back in June. Woodruff, Burns, and Peralta were the reasons, not with Lauer on the mound. Atlanta would be the only way I'd play this one tonight.
I like it, Steve. Good analysis there, guys, on the first game. We do have one more. And shout out to the chat box here. Jack, Jeff, Johnny Outlaw, all in the house. Some guys asking about the Astros and White Sox. That game looks like it goes off in, 8 minutes from now. A lot of people in the chat box liking the Astros. I broke this game down. I actually bet the under in the first 5, guys. The reason why, McCullers going for the Astros. He had 13 innings against the White Sox, only gave up 4 hits. And on the other side of things, Carlos Rodon going for the White Sox, the former top 5 overall pick against Houston this year. 14 innings, only 4 hits given up and 1 earned run. So in big games with 2 good pitchers, I know both of those lineups, the White Sox and the Astros, are very good. So not a huge bet there, but look towards the under of 8.5, but even more so the under of 4 in the first 5 innings is what I took personally in that Astros White Sox game. If you're looking for some day action, guys, that's the way I went on that. Steve, did you have anything real quick on the Astros and White Sox? If not, man, we'll just move on to the nightcap.
No, I didn't have anything. I'll see if Dave has an opinion. But, for me, at least, the rain out yesterday kind of makes things a little choppy, so I stayed off this one. Dave, what were your thoughts?
I agreed with Drew on the first 5 under. The one hesitation is that the wind is blowing out, and it looks like a pretty good wind in Chicago today, so I made it a very small play. But Rodon, if you check Rodon on his season, when he's pitched with an extended rest, 6 or more days, his numbers are incredible. So that I would give him an edge against the Houston lineup. McCullers is proving himself to be a terrific playoff pitcher, and he was very good in the first game of this series. So wind or not, I thought the under first 5 was also a decent wager, and that's actually the only baseball bet I made today. Not a big play, though, because of the wind.
Sure. And again, shout out to the chat box, guys. Really appreciate you joining us live here. Robert, Clarence, Martin, all of you guys in there. So, hey, if you're looking for some day action, that's what we have for the Astros and White Sox. And again, guys, that going off in about 6 minutes. So pretty much for the people joining us live. Please smash that like button if you're liking the content, guys. And feel free to comment below here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. 1:45 Eastern start here. First pitch throughout the MLB playoffs. One more game here for the late night action, Steve. We're talking a good one. The San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. We get DeSclafani on the hill for the Giants. Still think we're to be determined on the Dodgers side. As of about an hour ago, I didn't see anything, Steve. We're seeing the Dodgers, however, minus 160 favorites, a total of 8. So with the unknown pitcher still laying the wood here with the Dodgers, what are you thinking tonight, Giants and Dodgers?
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. It's still, like you said, not listed. Yesterday, Tony Gonsolin was saying he was ready to pitch Game 4, so I guess that might be one of the front runners as of now. The bottom line, though, is it's an elimination game for LA. It's hard to fade the best team in baseball. I know they're one game back technically in the stand, 1.5 actually now behind the Giants in the standings, but still a 108-win team facing elimination at home always catches my eyes. Look, I thought last night was a good bounce-back spot for the Dodgers with Scherzer. Only gave up 1 run. If you told me that beforehand, I would have liked them even more, but the problem is they couldn't score. They did put up 9 runs, 11 hits on the game before that, so I don't think this offense has just gone cold. DeSclafani, I think they can get to him tonight. So really just a situational handicap without knowing the starting pitcher for the Dodgers right now, obviously. Very hard for me to fade what was the defending World Series champs and as good as any team in baseball. Problem is they're playing the only team that was better than technically in baseball, but still Dodgers with the back against the wall should be a very motivated spot tonight. And it's crazy, guys. I saw last week that these two teams have played over 2,500 times throughout baseball history, and they've never played in the playoffs until this series, which is crazy when you think about it. But then you start realizing, well, it's always the same division. Obviously, we didn't have a format like this until recent years, but still over 100 years, 2,500 games, first playoff series ever. I think the Dodgers make a Game 5 out of it.
Yeah, that is kind of a wild stat there, Steve. Good stuff. And, Dave, with the Dodgers minus 160 favorites here, still to be determined. You got to think, all hands on deck. And Anthony DeSclafani, Dave, against the Dodgers early in the season, he got banged up a couple times, but last time out went 6 innings, 0 earned runs. So he has had some success here. This is a good one. Good handicap as well. Interested in your thoughts, Dave. Minus 160 on the Dodgers, plus price on the Giants, or maybe the total of 8.
Well, if you go back to last night, last night, Dodgers had some bad luck last night, particularly in the last at-bat of the game. Gavin Lux, he smashed the ball. I think he thought it was out. It looked like it was out off the bat, but the wind, and we had the same wind in Las Vegas last night. I went to the store about mid-evening and got out of the car, and I almost got blown into another zip code. The wind was just it was. And that wind knocked down that ball by Lux last night. So it's just one of those things where everything seems to go right for the Giants this year. Even that, Duvall served up a kind of a meatball on that pitch. Guy hits the hell out of it, and it's just a fly ball out, and the game's over. I don't think I want to get in the way of what this team's doing right now. And there's no pressure at all on the Giants tonight. The worst thing that happens is they go back to San Francisco for Game 5, and they'll have Logan Webb available. So the Giants are almost on a free roll tonight. The Dodgers, they're the big favorite. They've got all the pressure on them. They got to win or it's over. I think I'd rather have the team that's playing free and easy right now. I'm not going to bet it for a couple of reasons. One is, I'm not wild about DeSclafani. And the second is I just don't know what the Dodgers are going to do as far as how they're going to handle the pitching tonight. And those are games I just stay away from. I want to have something that I can put my finger on in terms of data, and I don't really have anything. So I'll stay out of it. But to be honest with you, if I had to do anything in the game, I'd, coin flip, I'd take the Giants at the price. Why not?
And Dave, I like the analysis there. You'd like to have your finger on it. But does it surprise you to see the minus 160 price tag with not a named pitcher on the hill? No? Okay.
No. Why would it's the Dodgers? They're in an elimination spot. They're going to draw the action tonight. The money's going to be on the Dodgers. That's just the way the market's got to react. The market's got to play the team that's got his backs against the wall, especially when they're the defending world champions. So, no, and it's not like if it was Webb, or why am I blanking on Gossman? The line wouldn't be this high. But DeSclafani doesn't have the respect that those two pitchers do, so the line's higher. And it's not like that. Whoever the Dodgers send out there is going to be pretty good. I mean, it's not like they got a bunch of stiffs in the bullpen. So
Sure.
I completely see why the price is where it is. And I'm not suggesting that anybody should follow me because I'm not betting it. I'm going to make it clear. I'm not betting it. I'm just giving you an opinion on the Giants. If you want to bet it, go ahead. But I wouldn't put much stock into it because if I put any stock into it myself, I'd have actually made a bet, and I didn't.
All fair points from Dave Cokin. Guys, check him out at WagerTalk.com. It's 5% run, 28-9 on the big plays there at WagerTalk. Also, number one NHL handicapper last season at WagerTalk. And NHL starting now, so good time to check him out. Dave Cokin at WagerTalk.com. So time for best bets again out there. Appreciate everybody joining us live. If you're liking the content, please smash that like button. Feel free to comment in the chat box and down below in the comments. Steve, come back to you, buddy. We got best bets for the show. Limited slate here, but heck, interested in where you're going. What do you got for best bets?
Yeah, quick reminder that NBA starts 1 week from tonight. It's a great time to get an all-sports subscription at WagerTalk.com. And college football is on the board tonight on Tuesday. I have a college football best bet for Tuesday night action right now. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Gonna get to a free baseball play here, a game that was just a bit outside from making the cut. A lot of uncertainty with that Dodger game, not knowing the starting pitcher. Right now, as of Tuesday afternoon, we have an advanced line of a minus $1.60. Obviously, that's going to move a bit once they announce. Gosselin said he's ready to go yesterday on Monday, so I think he's one of the front runners to be the starter. Obviously, Walker Buehler also could be the starter here. I don't know if Buehler will start, but he is obviously available. Giants don't have to win this game. The Dodgers do. I'm not big on playing must-win situations because I've always said throughout my career on many shows, teams aren't in must-win situations if they're good enough to win when they have to. But the Dodgers are a pretty good team with 108 wins, and I think they have the pitching depth tonight, and the Giants don't have to win, which means they can be a little more cautious. They're not going to throw Webb tonight. They're going to save him. The Dodgers will use Buehler. If he doesn't start, they're going to bring him in when they need him. All hands on deck. And with the Dodgers defending world champs, 108-win team, with their back against the walls at home, I think they are worth a look here, even with the uncertainty of the starting pitcher situation. And even if it's Gosselin, obviously, if it's Buehler, they both have better ERAs this year, almost a point better than DeSclafani. Giants have also been much weaker against right-handers, about 20 batting points lower on the road this season. And yes, the Dodgers struggled last night, did not score, almost got that home run late, a 1-0 loss, but they still had more hits than the Giants, 5 hits to 3. The game before that, they out hit them 11-6, they outscored them 9-2. So even over the last couple of games, you can make an argument the Dodgers have been the better offensive team. All hands on deck with the pitching tonight. LA Dodgers minus $1.60. Just a bit outside from being a best bet, but I think it's a game that's worth a look tonight on Tuesday. That goes late at 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right, I'll follow that up, guys, with my best bet, the Milwaukee Brewers, Atlanta Braves. The under of 8, you can get it best price right now at the WagerTalk odds screen, plus 100. I'm going on the under mainly because Lauer, the lefty for Milwaukee, lefty-righty, the handedness of pitcher, that is actually where the Braves are worse against lefties. And Lauer, limited sample size here, but against the Braves, just a 539 team OPS off of Lauer. So well below average. Same thing with the Brewers lineup against Charlie Morton. They're actually under 500 team OPS, so they have not seen him at all, and that's an over 100 at-bats. So Charlie Morton, he's been great in big games, and the Brewers lineup, I mean, that's kind of their Achilles heel here. They haven't been able to hit anybody. I don't think they put up many numbers in the Braves struggling against lefties, plus the fact both bullpens have pitched really well of late. So Milwaukee, Atlanta, under 8, plus 100 is my best bet. Throw it over to you, Dave. What do you got for best bets?
I'll stay with that game. And again, it's not a play for me, just an opinion. But I will go first 5. Braves minus a half run, minus 115 or minus 120. Think Morton's got an edge over Lauer, and certainly think the Atlanta bats have an edge over these stone cold Milwaukee bats.
I like it. And guys, in the recap for best bets, we got the under 8 plus 100 Brewers and Braves for me. Dave Cokin, Braves first 5, minus that half a run, minus 115. And Steve Merril on the Dodgers, laying the wood, minus 160 late night. So guys, for Dave Cokin, Steve Merril, I am Drew Martin. Thanks for joining us. Please smash that like button on your way out. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Come back and join us. Best of luck with your bets until then.
Tuesdays is known has $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.